emotions on the dance floor, moving like waves of light. Everybody lost in motion, somewhere between dark and bright. I came here with no expectations, just another Friday night. A crowded room, 1,000 faces disappearing in the lights. Then a familiar melody slipped through the speakers slow, a song we used to play on repeat a lifetime ago. For a second time stood still in the middle of the crowd, while everyone kept dancing and the music played loud. One memory, one heartbeat, one spark again. Flashback fever running through my veins, turning old emotions into colorful refrains. Flashback fever burning in the sound, like yesterday returning when the bass comes down. Feel it take control. Let the rhythm roll. Let the rhythm roll. The mirror ball above me paints silver on the walls, like scattered pieces of old dreams. Spinning through it all, I see strangers laughing freely, like they don't fear goodbye. Maybe that's the secret to enjoying tonight. Not holding on to moments, not trying to make them stay, just dancing while they're here before they drift away. The night is young, the lights are wild. Forget the clock a while. Midnight replay playing in my head, like a favorite scene returning long after it has left. Midnight replay, lost inside the glow, where every broken memory learns how to let go. No regrets, no looking back, no wishing for another track. The song is here, the floor's alive, and so am I tonight. Flashback fever, higher than before. Every beat becomes a reason to want a little more. Midnight replay, shining through the dawn. The music may be over, but the feeling carries on. The club lights slowly fade out. Morning fills the sky, and somewhere in the silence, a new memory comes alive. I found an old photo yesterday, tucked inside a drawer. A girl who smiled for everyone else, but wasn't sure what for. Back then I wore long sleeves in summer, trying hard to disappear, speaking soft crowded rooms, hoping nobody would hear. I spent years comparing my reflection to impossible magazines, thinking confidence belonged to people who look nothing like me. But seasons have a funny way of changing what they touch, and one day I got tired of asking why I wasn't enough. I stopped shrinking to fit inside someone else's frame. Watch me now, I'm not the girl I was before, the one who waited by the door for validation anymore. Watch me now, I'm standing in my light, not because I'm perfect, because I finally see my worth tonight. I cut my hair on a Wednesday, booked the trip I'd always feared, started saying what I really thought instead of what people wanted to hear. I learned to eat alone in cafes and enjoy my own company. Turns out the person I was searching for was always inside me. The mirror didn't change overnight, neither did the sky above. The biggest transformation happened when I chose myself with love. No more apologizing for taking up space. Bloom like a flower after rain, growing through the cracks without asking for permission again. Open to the sun, every version of myself before. Help me become this one. Here's to the tears, the mistakes, the heartbreaks, the doubts, the nights I thought I'd never make it out, because every chapter built a staircase leading here somehow. Watch me now, the future calls my name, and for the first time ever, I'm not afraid of change. Beautiful and free, not becoming someone different, just becoming more of me. I put the old photo back gently and smiled before I left, because the girl inside that picture would be proud of me now. The station clock says midnight, the platform's almost bare, only echoes and announcements floating through the air. I bought a ticket out of habit for a route I used to know, the same one we would take together a lifetime ago. A couple sits across from me, sharing headphones and a smile, and suddenly the distance feels 100,000 miles. I thought I'd gotten stronger, I thought I'd learned to heal, They just learn how to hide. Last train home, pulling from the track, taking all the things I wanted and never giving back. Last train home, fading into night. I watch forever leave me under station lights. You promised we'd grow old together in a house beside the sea. Now somebody else is living inside that dream with me. I saw your wedding picture by accident last week. A white dress, crowded laughter, everything I couldn't be. I stared for just a moment, then put my phone away. But some images stay longer than they're meant to stay. I wasn't jealous, I was grieving a future that never arrived. Too late, that's what heartbreak is. Not losing what you had, but losing what could have been. Too late, like a locked up door, you keep imagining the room on the other side for. I kept every apology, every reason, every excuse, trying to find the exact second we came loose. But love doesn't always shatter. Sometimes it slowly slips, like sand between your fingers, until there's nothing left to Last train home, gone beyond the bend, carrying the version of us that couldn't make it to the end. Too late, still echoes in my chest, but tonight I'm finally ready to lay it down and rest. The train disappears completely. The platform turns to gray, and somewhere in the coming dawn, I stop wishing you had stayed. At the end of Maple Avenue, there used to be a yellow house with a white wooden fence and roses all around. Every afternoon after school, I'd pass it on my bike. An old woman sat on the porch, waving every time. She never seemed in a hurry, never looked at any clock, just watered flowers slowly and talked to anyone who stopped. One day she called me over and handed me a box filled with faded envelopes tied together at the top. She smiled and said, "These letters crossed an ocean to find their way home." The yellow house, full of stories and time, holding pieces writing to the girl he loved about places he'd never seen. He described the northern harbors, the storms out on the sea, and ended every message with "Please save a dance for me." She answered every letter with pressed flowers from her yard and tiny drawings in the corners of the life inside her heart. Page by page, their world grew larger, though miles apart. Summer letters written in blue ink, carrying dreams and promises across the sea. Summer letters, fragile but alive, proof that love can travel farther than distance or time. The old woman closed the box and quietly confessed the sailor was her husband for 50 years, and then some less, she said. The flowers faded, the paper turned old and thin, but every time I read these letters, he's young again. The yellow house still shines in my mind, like a lighthouse built from memories that never fully die. Summer letters resting on a shelf, reminding me the greatest stories are often someone else's. A year later, the house was sold. The roses disappeared too, but sometimes when I pass that street, I still think of those two. Pink curtains in the sunlight, dancing softly with the breeze. A tiny plant upon the windowsill, growing new leaves. I bought a notebook yesterday with daisies on the cover page. Started writing little thoughts I never had the words to say. A playlist full of gentle songs plays low beside my bed, while I decorate old Polaroids with stickers instead. The world outside moves quickly, everyone seems in a race, but I like slow afternoons and finding beauty in small space. Maybe happiness isn't loud, maybe it whispers. Strawberry notes scattered on my desk, tiny pieces of my heart written without stress. Strawberry notes, simple and sincere, like collecting little reasons to enjoy being here. There's a bookstore near the river with a sleepy orange cat. It spends all day by the entrance, watching where people are at. I visit every Saturday and read a page or two, not searching for a destination, just enjoying the view. A girl with yellow headphones always sits by the same tree. We never talk, but somehow she feels familiar to me. Not every connection needs wasn't looking for your name, it just appeared somehow between vacation photos and people I don't know now. 1 second of a video, that's all it really took. A smile across a crowded room, a half-second look. You probably never noticed the camera passing by, but somehow the tiny moment stayed running through my mind. The algorithm moved on quickly, showing something new, but I kept going back again to that clip of you. It's crazy how a little moment can become a whole memory. One view, that's all it was. One tiny second on a screen, yet somehow it was enough. One view, now it's stuck with me, like a melody I didn't choose, but can't stop humming endlessly. Replay, 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 replay. Why do I keep pressing replay? The comments keep on changing, the trends all come and go. Yesterday's biggest headline, nobody remembers anymore. But somehow that short video still lives inside my head, not because of what happened, but because of how it felt. Like catching sunlight through a window just before it disappears, like finding an old photograph you haven't seen in years. Some moments last forever, not because they're big, because they're real. Replay, running through my mind, every little detail playing one more time. Replay, over and again, like my favorite scene from a movie that won't end. Maybe we'll never meet, maybe that's okay. Not every story needs an ending to stay. Sometimes a feeling simply visits, then decides to one view, the night is getting late, yet somehow I'm still smiling at a moment small and strange. Replay, fading with the dawn, believing behind the feeling. Long after it's gone, the screen finally goes dark, the room grows quiet too, but somewhere in the back of my mind, that moment still shines through. The flowers on my kitchen table have started leaning to one side. I keep forgetting they need water, just like I forget sometimes. There's a grocery list on the counter, written in your handwriting. Milk, oranges, laundry soap, tiny ordinary things. I should probably throw it away now. It's been there for months at least, but somehow that little piece of paper still feels too hard to leave. Everybody says time fixes everything, like it's something guaranteed, but nobody explains why healing moves at different speeds. Some days I'm alright, some days I still pause, half the back of a drawer, one I used to steal from you when thunderstorms would pour. The scent is gone completely now, the fabric's growing old, yet somehow it still remembers stories it used to hold. Outside the neighbors celebrate a birthday on the lawn, their laughter drifts through open windows long after the sun is gone. Life keeps moving forward, even when I'm standing still. Yesterday's weather, that's what you became. Not a wound, not a secret, just a season with a name. Yesterday's weather, clouds that passed above, leaving traces on the landscape of a once familiar love. I don't want another chance, I don't need another goodbye. I don't stay awake imagining different endings anymore. I just miss the version of me who believes some things would last forever. Half a heart, stronger than it seems, finding little pieces of itself inside forgotten dreams. Yesterday's weather, fading from the sky, still beautiful to remember as it drifts by. The flowers by the window finally reach the light, and for the first time in a long while, so do I. The hallway light keeps flickering outside apartment 3, like it's trying hard to tell me something I don't need. I moved into a smaller place on the 3rd floor downtown. The walls are thin, the rent is cheap, the neighbors play music loud. I bought a second-hand bookshelf and painted it myself, trying to make unfamiliar rooms feel a little like home. Most days I'm doing better, at least that's what I say. But healing isn't something you finish in a day. Some nights feel lighter, some nights feel long. 3rd floor, looking at the city lights from a window that still doesn't feel completely mine. 3rd floor, learning how to be alone without mistaking loneliness for being on my own. I found an old draft message hidden in my phone. Never sent, never deleted, just quietly left alone. It wasn't anything dramatic, no final words to say, just I saw something that reminded me of you on a random day. Funny how the smallest sentences can carry so much weight when they're trapped between the heart and the send button. Too late, not every feeling needs a destination. Unset, living in between the things we wanted to express. to sleep somehow. I've learned that missing someone and moving on can exist in the same heart at once. Third stops flickering, the dawn comes shining through, and somewhere in this little apartment I'm becoming someone new. You're standing in the background, watching everybody shine, thinking maybe someday later would finally become my time. I was always the supporter, the one clapping from the side, helping others chase their dreams while hiding all of mine. I collected little reasons why I shouldn't even try. Too young, too late, too different, too afraid to fail and fly. But one morning in the mirror, I got tired of that voice, the one that kept inventing fear every time I made a choice. No more waiting, no more doubt. I'm finally figuring it out. My time to step into the light, to trust the strength I carry through every single night. My time to write my own name down, not in someone else's story, but in the one I'm building now. And for the first time in a long time, I believe in my own heart. The city looked different tonight, like it was daring me to change. Every street I used to know suddenly felt far away. I packed a suitcase after midnight with dreams nobody saw. Tired of hearing all the reasons why I shouldn't want more. They said the road was risky, they said the odds were small, but something inside my heartbeat was louder than them all. I stood beneath the billboard, lighting up the rain, and promised the girl in the reflection I'd never quit again. Every closed door, every setback, every no brought me here. Run through fire, if that's what it takes. I'd rather chase a hard dream than watch another one escape. Run through fire with my head held high. Even if the world says no, I'll still try. The first few months were lonely, cheap apartments, restless nights, working double shifts to survive while protecting my light. There were mornings full of doubt and evenings full of fear, but every time I almost stopped, a deeper voice appeared. It said success isn't magic, it isn't luck or fate. It's showing up tomorrow after yesterday was hard. The strongest hearts aren't born fearless, they're built. Break the sky higher than before. Every scar becomes a reason to want it even more. Break the sky, let the whole world see what can happen when a dream refuses to leave. I won't wait for perfect timing, won't wait for perfect signs. Won't wait. The stars aren't giving answers, so I'll create Keep moving forward, don't lose your flame. One day they'll remember your name. Run through fire, watch me cross the line. Everything I struggled through was teaching me to rise. Break the sky, the horizon opens wide, and all the roads I feared before are now behind. The sunrise floods the skyline, golden over everything. And somewhere in that morning light, a new chapter begins. The sun disappears behind the mountains. The crowd becomes a sea of light. A million dreams are gathering for one unforgettable night. grounds, gold across the morning air, and long after the final beat, the feeling's still there. Across the mountains, hear the battle banners rise. Ancient flames awaken slowly beneath forgotten skies. The fortress stands on blackened cliffs above a raging sea. Its towers carved from obsidian, guarding destiny. For centuries the dragon slept inside the hollow stone, while kingdoms fought and kingdoms fell and legends turned to bones. But now the earth is trembling, the ancient chains are breaking. The fire beneath the mountain is finally awakening. Run if you fear the darkness, and if you seek the flame tonight. The world remembers the oldest name. Iron wings covering the stars, casting giant shadows across the fields of war. Iron wings rising through the smoke, the sky itself is shaking with every thunderstroke. Steel rides into the night with nothing but a crystal blade and courage as her light. The armies watch in silence as she climbs the mountain trail toward the beast of ancient fire beyond the storm and hail. Its golden eyes are burning like suns within the dark. Every breath creates a river of blazing sparks. Fear is only a prison for those who kneel below. The brave become the lightning, the legends become the stars. Dragon fire burning through the sky, turning fear to ashes as the centuries fly. Dragon fire, wild and untamed, a force no king or kingdom could ever truly change. She raised her sword toward heaven. The dragon raised its head. Neither spoke a single word, yet everything was said. For some battles are not fought with hatred or with pride, but with understanding of the power held inside. 1,000 hearts are beating, waiting for something more. I remember all the nights I felt invisible inside, watching everybody else find their place beneath the sky. There were dreams I almost buried, there were roads I feared to take, but every step through uncertainty made me stronger in the rain. Now the stars above the city feel closer than before, like every closed horizon has become an open door. Tonight we leave the doubts behind. Tonight we let our spirits fly. We are alive, hands up to the sky. Every broken piece is shining in the light tonight. We are alive, hear the anthem rise. A million voices singing, side by side. We are alive, feel the fire inside. A girl standing in the front row sings every word out loud. A boy who almost gave up is smiling in the crowd. Nobody here is perfect, nobody has it all, but for this moment we're together, and together we stand tall. The music keeps expanding like waves across the sea, reminding every dreamer who they're meant to be. No fear, no walls, no limits tonight. Higher tonight, higher than before. Every heartbeat becoming louder, at the center of the floor. Tonight, rising with the sound, like 1,000 shooting stars, falling all around. This is for the dreamers, this is for the fighters, this is for the ones who kept going when nobody believed. The night is ours, the future's ours. Just believe. Raise your hands now, let your light show. We're unstoppable tonight. We are alive, the whole world fades away. Only hope and music matter. In this moment we create. Higher tonight, the sunrise starts to glow, but the feeling keeps on burning long after we go. The final beat is fading, the morning paints the blue, and somewhere in the echoes a brand new dream comes true. A million lights are blinking beyond the clouds tonight, like distant worlds awakening across the endless sky. I used to sit beside the rooftop, dreaming far beyond my town, drawing constellations in a notebook. Whenever the sun went down, everybody had a destination, everybody had a plan, while I kept chasing feelings I reflecting on the river after dark. Every color feels electric, every shadow leaves a spark. I wasn't looking for a reason to stay out all night long, just wandering through downtown with my headphones and a song. Then I heard the music rising from a rooftop up ahead, like a heartbeat in the distance, pulling me instead. People dancing under lasers, laughing into the sky, like they forgot about tomorrow for a little while. Hands in the air, feel the energy. No looking back, just you and me. Heartbeat rush, running through my veins, turning all the quiet moments into flashing frames. Heartbeat rush, faster than before, like a spark becoming wildfire in the center of the floor. Feel the bassline glow. Don't let go. Don't let go. A girl with silver sneakers spins beneath the neon rain, singing every lyric loudly, like she owns the stage. The skyline feels alive tonight, windows shining gold. Every dream I've been protecting suddenly feels bold. The night keeps getting louder, but my worries disappear. Somewhere between the rhythm and the atmosphere. Let the speakers take control, let the music free your soul. Night frequency calling through the dark, like a signal from another world, straight into my heart. Night frequency lighting up the crowd, every voice becomes a chorus when the beat gets loud. We don't need forever, we don't need a plan, just this moment, this feeling, this chance to dance again. Higher and higher, like a burning fire. Heartbeat rush, the stars begin to fade, but the memories we're making will forever stay. Night frequency echoes with the dawn, and long after the music ends, the feeling carries on. The morning paints the skyline in shades of silver blue, and somewhere in the fading beat, a new dream comes into view. Warm sand underneath my feet, ocean painted crystal blue. The summer breeze keeps whispering little reminders of you. There's a hammock by the shoreline, swinging softly in the wind. A postcard shop beside the harbor, playing songs from way back then. I came here for a fresh beginning, to leave old worries behind. But every sunset on the water brings your shadow to my mind. Not in a way that breaks me, not in a way that hurts, just like hearing an old favorite song and remembering it tonight was understood. A child releases paper lanterns into the evening air, watching them climb toward the heavens without a single care. And suddenly I realize the heart is like the tide. It doesn't stay in one place forever, no matter how hard it tries. Every ending leaves room for another sunrise. Palm tree memories swaying in the breeze, like chapters from another life, still dancing through the leaves. Palm tree memories, soft and bittersweet, a reminder that the journey made me who I'll be. I don't need to return to who I was before. The ocean taught me some doors close, so others can open more. Island sunset shining through my soul. Every road I travel helped me become whole. Palm tree memories floating out to sea. The past becomes a beautiful place instead of a place to be. The stars appear above the water. The shoreline glows tonight, and somewhere in the tropical breeze, everything feels right. Golden hour on the coastline, palm trees swaying in the breeze. The ocean paints 1,000 colors across the evening sea. I rented an old scooter and followed the shoreline road, passing cafes full of laughter and places nobody knows. The air smelled like salt in summer. The sky was turning rose and blue. Every mile felt lighter the farther I drove from you. Not because I stopped caring, not because the memories died. I just finally found some space for new dreams to arrive. The sun goes down, the lights come on, and suddenly the night feels young. Ocean drive, take me where the waves begin, where yesterday can't find me and the future pulls me in. Ocean drive, under neon skies, every heartbeat moving with the tide tonight. Let the feeling flow, don't let it go, don't let it go. A street performer by the harbor played a song I didn't know, yet somehow every single note felt familiar to my soul. People dance without a reason, couples laugh beneath the stars, and for once I wasn't thinking about who we used to be at all. touches water, the city falls asleep, and somewhere in the morning breeze I find a piece of me. The rain has stopped falling, but the streets still shine, reflecting every memory you left behind. There's a rooftop near the river where we watch the city glow, making plans for future versions of ourselves we'd never known. You drew circles on the concrete with the tip of your shoe, talking about impossible things like they were coming true. I believe every word like people do at 22, when forever feels close enough to reach with both hands too. Now the skyline looks the same, but everything has changed. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Falling through the night, your voice becomes a melody inside the flashing lights. Rising from below, every memory explodes when the speakers overflow. Feel it in the air, like you're still there. Last weekend I walked past the rooftop all alone. The paint is peeling from the rails, the plants have overgrown. Someone else was standing there, laughing in the dark, making brand new memories where we once left our marks. And suddenly I understood, nothing stays the same, but that doesn't make the story any less amazing. The beat keeps moving, the lights keep turning, the heart keeps learning. After the beat, when the music fades away, what remains are all the moments that the sound could never say. After the beat, long after the crowd is gone, the feelings keep on dancing like the rhythm carries on. We were young, we were reckless, we were bright like fireworks over water for one night. And even if the end it wasn't what we planned, I'd still choose those memories again. One last Cold air on the rooftop, the city glowing far below. Everybody chasing midnight, where the music starts to flow. Stayed home tonight, wrapped inside my thoughts, but something pulled me out the door toward a place I couldn't stop. The crowd moved like an ocean under beams of blue and gold. Thousands of different stories, one rhythm taking hold. Then the DJ killed the music. Let the moment come alive. Lost in the lights, floating through the sound. Every worry disappears when the bass comes crashing down. Lost in the lights, higher than before, like a dream I've been chasing. At the center of the floor. Don't let me come down. We're flying now. A stranger danced beside me, like we'd known each other years. No introductions needed, just music in our ears. Confetti filled the night air, like stars falling below. And for a little while, nobody felt alone. The skyline looked electric, the moon hung overhead, while melodies kept painting colors inside my head. One more song, one more chance, one more memory to keep. Heartbeat drop, running through my veins, turning every broken feeling into something brave. Heartbeat drop, echoing inside like a spark becoming fire in the middle of the night. Tomorrow we go back to ordinary days, but tonight we're infinite in 1,000 different ways. No fear, no doubt, no looking back, just this moment and the track. Lost in the lights, the crowd begins to sing. A million voices rising with the melody. Heartbeat drop, one last burst of gold, a feeling I'll remember long after growing old. The sunrise finds the speakers, the final notes take flight, and somewhere in the fading echoes, I'm still lost in the lights. Summer air through the car window, radio turned up loud. The sunset stretching endlessly beyond the edge of town. There's a gas station on Highway 9 where everybody stops. Truck drivers, dreamers, travelers, heading somewhere lost. I used to sit there after school, watching headlights pass, wondering if my future would move that fast. I had a notebook full of places, circled with a pen, promising myself someday I'd see every one of them. Some dreams start small, but they refuse to stay that way. Small town skyline watching over me while I dreamed of bigger roads and bigger things to see. Small town skyline, you taught me how to fly, even when my heart was scared to say goodbye. A few years later I was driving through states I'd never known, collecting different sunsets far away from home. There were cities full of neon, mountains touching clouds, and oceans stretching farther than I'd ever dreamed about. But every place I visited taught me something true. The road can change your scenery, not the heart inside of you. No matter where I wander, a part of me remains. Wide open road, calling out my name, like a promise waiting patiently beyond the rain. Wide open road, running toward the dawn, teaching me the bravest thing is simply moving every misturn, every detour, every mile I couldn't plan became another reason to believe in who I am. Small town skyline still shining in my soul, the place that gave a dreamer room enough to grow. Wide open road, stretching endlessly. The future isn't somewhere else, it's waiting there for me. The radio fades into static, the stars fill up the night, and somewhere past the horizon, another dream comes into sight. Rain taps softly on the window of a double-decker ride. The city paints reflections across the riverside. I rented a tiny apartment above a corner store, with squeaky stairs and old blue carpets and a view I could afford. Every morning on the underground, faces came and went, people chasing different futures without knowing where they went. One cold October evening, while waiting for the train, I met someone with tired eyes and a smile that felt like spring. Funny how a stranger can feel familiar from the start. London lights inside my heart. We spend weekends finding bookstores hidden down forgotten streets, sharing cheap takeaway dinners and talking by the Thames for free. You always carried headphones around your neck all day, playing songs from different decades as the city slipped away. But winter came with early sunsets and scarves against the cold, yet somehow every frozen evening felt brighter than gold. Some people arrive like a season you never wanna end. Half past midnight, walking home with you, past sleeping cafes and skies of navy blue. Half past midnight, the whole world standing still while we chased conversations over every hill. Oh, the clock keeps moving, the years keep changing, the skyline finds new shapes, but some memories stay untouched, like photographs time couldn't take. London lights still glowing in my mind whenever I need proof that beautiful things are real sometimes. Half past midnight lives inside my soul, a chapter of my story I'll always hold. The rain begins to soften, the morning starts to rise, and somewhere in the waking city a memory survives. Drifting through the plaza, streetlights painting cobblestone, music spilling from the balconies as the evening comes alive. I saw you dancing near the fountain under strings of golden light. The whole square moved around us like a dream in motion tonight. A guitarist played old love songs, children laughed across the square, and every little piece of summer seemed to gather there. You spun around without a reason, your dress caught the midnight breeze, and for a moment all my worries fell away so easily. Some nights arrive and change everything without a warning. Havana rain falling soft and slow, mixing with the rhythm of a heart I didn't know. Havana rain dancing on the street, turning every passing second into something sweet. The market closed around midnight, but but we stay talking there, sharing stories of old dreams and places we'd go someday. A vendor packed away his flowers, the moon climbed even higher, yet somehow neither one of us wanted to say goodbye. The city felt like a postcard, colored red and gold and blue, and every road I walked that night seemed to lead to you. The best memories never asked permission before they stay. Midnight fiesta under neon skies, where strangers become chapters in each other's lives. Midnight fiesta, music in the air, 1,000 hearts are dancing without a single care. Tomorrow may be different, the world may move along, but tonight belongs to laughter and this beautiful song. The stars above are watching, the river shines below. And somewhere in this moment I don't wanna let go. How that rain still echoes in my soul, like a melody of summer that I'll always know. Midnight fiesta, glowing through the years, a memory that keeps shining long after it disappears. The sunrise finds the plaza, the music fades from sight, but a piece of that Latin evening lives forever in the light. Late night city lights, blue stars on my screen. Another day is fading now, but you're still in my dreams. You always sing good morning before the sun arrives. Somehow you make ordinary days feel a little more alive. I know the songs you play on repeat, the hoodie that you wear, the way you smile when you're embarrassed, like you don't know I'm there. Everybody says it's obvious the way we look away. Whenever someone mentions us, we never know what to say. My heartbeat skips whenever your name appears, and I can't hide it anymore. Moon text showing up at midnight, turning all my lonely hours into something bright. Moon text falling from the sky, like a little piece of magic sent directly to my life. Why do you feel like home, even when you're gone? We missed the last train Saturday and laughed the whole way back, taking blurry photos underneath the city painted black. You drew a heart upon the fog, covering a cafe glass, then ran away pretending it was never meant to last. But I saw everything, and I still do, every tiny thing you never knew. Maybe this is what people mean when they call it fate. just laughs. Maybe that's enough. Moon text, lighting up the dark like a secret constellation inside my heart. Lucky again, tomorrow changes too. I'll still be thankful for every little road that led me here to you. The sunrise climbs the skyline, the stars begin to fade, but your message stays glowing long after night turns day. The stage is dark and silent, 1,000 lights asleep. The air is full of waiting, the kind you almost feel. I remember small beginnings, singing to an empty room, holding dreams nobody noticed under a silver moon. There were nights I questioned everything, if I'd ever make it through. But every step along the way brought me closer to the truth. The road was never perfect, the map was never clear. Still I kept moving forward through every doubt and fear. Every fall, every scar helped me find who we are. Million voices rising with the sound, like a wave across the darkness, shaking all the ground. Million voices singing side by side, different stories, different hearts, one light tonight. In the crowd a girl is crying, holding dreams just like mine, wondering if tomorrow will finally be her time. A boy lifts his hands higher than he ever has before, finding courage in a melody he didn't have before. Maybe that's the reason music means more than words can say. It reminds us we're not alone at the end of the day. When hope feels small, when nights feel long, we become stronger, singing along. Light up the night, let the stars come down, turn every fear into a spark. lights go out, the anthem still lives on. The movie theater downtown still wears the same red sign, flickering above the sidewalk, like it forgot about time. Back when weekends felt endless and curfews felt unfair, we'd save money for late shows and buy the cheapest pair. The seats were old and squeaky, the speakers cracked sometimes, but somehow every story there felt larger than our lives. You always stayed through credits, I always rushed outside, yet somehow we'd end up talking for another hour or 5. Funny how a place can keep a version of ourselves. Cinema lights glowing through the rain, projecting little memories across my brain. Cinema lights bright against the dark, like scenes from a forgotten film, still living in my heart. This evening I walked past it on my way back from work. The posters all were different, but the feelings somehow weren't. A teenage couple laughed together near the ticket booth, looking exactly like the people we once thought we'd never lose. The city kept evolving, new towers touched the sky, but some corners stay suspended between then and now in time. Growing older is strange sometimes. Old ticket hidden in a drawer, a tiny piece of paper worth much more. Old ticket faded at the edge, but somehow it remembers things I thought I'd left. Maybe life isn't about holding every moment. Maybe it's about letting them become part of who we are without needing them back. Cinema lights, cinema lights, cinema lights, shining one last time across the faces of dreamers standing in line. Old ticket safe between the pages of a story that keeps growing through different ages. The credits roll on another night. The crowd begins to leave, and somewhere in the quiet glow, a memory smiles at me. Lipstick on a crystal glass, perfume hanging in the air. The room remembers everything, even when nobody's there. I used to fold myself smaller to fit inside somebody's plans, wearing borrowed expectations like jewelry on my hand. pieces of myself to become what others need. But mirrors tell the truth eventually. No matter how long you hide, one night I met the woman I had abandoned inside. She whispered softly, "You were never meant to disappear." Black ribbon tied around my past, not to keep it with me, but to let it finally pass. Black ribbon falling to the floor, every version of myself I don't need anymore. Now I wear confidence quietly, like silk beneath my skin, no longer needing validation to know where I've been. The city glows beneath my heels as I walk through midnight streets, not searching for approval, not begging to be seen. 1,000 windows shine above me, each holding different lives, and for the first time ever mine feels genuinely mine. Power doesn't always roar, sometimes it simply leaves. Velvet smoke rising through the dark, elegant and weightless, leaving no mark. Velvet smoke dancing with the light, beautiful because it stays only for a while. Forgive the girl who doubted herself, who mistook silence for peace, who confused attention with love and sacrifice with loyalty. She did her best with what she knew. Black ribbon